Well, hello there, my Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy birthday for the Libra Suns out there. Wow, my cats really enjoyed that. Welcome to your Satisfying Soulmate reading for October 2019. If you're new to my channel, I hope you enjoy yourself. There is an extended version of this reading. I'm going to tape it after this with a different camera and everything. You're going to get that view of the Celtic Cross spread. I'm doing the Celtic Cross for these. So much fun. I have to say, the six that I've done, Aries through Virgo so far, the extendeds are off the chart. I'm not just saying that because I want you to go check them out. It's Vimeo on demand. You get unlimited views. You can watch them forever. It's free to join Vimeo. I like Vimeo. I've had a Vimeo on demand account for years now, so I'm glad to be utilizing it. I got a lot of stuff up there too. Link is down there. So let's dive in. I'm only using one deck. All the decks that I use are listed in the description box below. And you know I take time with my description box. I'm a Virgo, but I have Venus and Libra. So I'm sort of in on this one, I guess. We're going to be using Daughters of the Moon Tarot to lay out a 10-position Celtic Cross. In the extended, we'll be adding the angels. If you're following me, my subscribers, welcome back. You know those Doreen Virtue healing with the Angels Oracle. For the Masters, I'm using the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. And for the Voices of the Higher Selves, the Whispers of Love Oracle, which I adore. So let's get down to business. The other cool thing about only doing one deck is I get to bless it right in front of you, right? So here we go. Take a nice deep breath. Ground and center, whatever you got to do, and call in the presence of your higher self, your guides, your masters, to watch this with you and through you. Shall we? My gods, please bless this deck for the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love and their soulmate contracts. Boys. For the month of October 2019, that this deck be a channel of your godly guidance and grace for the well-being of all. Blessed be the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in their satisfying soulmate contracts on the path of true love for October 2019. May they be blessed. May they be blessed. May they be blessed with all that they need. Top 10 cards, Celtic Cross. Top 10 cards, Celtic Cross. Top 10 cards, Celtic Cross. Maiden. Mother. Crone. Maiden. Mother. And Crone. Now the cool thing, there's a lot of cool things about these soulmate reads. First of all, I just so love a good Celtic Cross. It's what I read my clients with usually first time, so we get a sense of where they are in general. Great general read, eagle eye view, seeing it really from in a lovely way. This is the way I read it. But the other thing is I don't have to keep pulling cards for every single position. Top 10 cards, top of the deck, right? Celtic Cross. So take a deep breath. Air signs. Here we go. The card that covers you. The card that covers you is the card of the world. We're off, well, Shakti, the life dancer, in this deck, the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new. Now, of course, we have the Fool in this deck, the Dreamer, after this, and this is coming straight up. So this means really you have completed a cycle. Really, really good. And so you'll get that moment of pause, and then there'll be that Fool moment where you jump into, take the leap of faith into the next cycle. And as I tune to this, which is so much easier to do when I'm not reading all 40 cards, this is going to be a 40 card spread by the time I'm done with the extended read, that this, it's so good, I can feel it. It's like this is a satisfying completion. Well, how you got there wasn't satisfying, how you got there was rough and rocky, but it's come full circle. Feels really good. And Shakti, the life dancer, you might want to do a little research onto Shakti herself, right? One of the Hindu goddesses, but a very primary, if you'd like to go there. Yeah, kind of look at that. Certainly the destruction of the old, because it's the end of the cycle, but inherent in that, right, is the beginning of the new, that she's dancing life, the life dancer. Cool, cool. So that is your cover card. Now we will look at what crosses you, the environment which you find yourself in. With an Aquarius, now this is a soulmate reading, right? So satisfying soulmates, pre-incarnational contracts, that you help each other heal. Can be in any way, shape, or form. In terms of the external, the contracts are the same in content, right? The contractual content is the same, right? Soulmates, agreements to help each other heal. So I would say, this being the card that covers you, Major Arcana card, when we've got a court card second down, in this case, the Crone of Blades, Ixchel. And look, she's got scissors in her hand. She's got that height, that Aquarian, higher point of view that from the stratosphere, and ready to let go of, right? To clip, to cut out that which no longer serves. So there we're looking at a possible, well, I would think it was a soulmate. It certainly could be a twin flame, turbulent, transformative contract, teaching you how to learn and love, learn about yourself, heal yourself, right? Love yourself, all that stuff. But we'll see. Only first two cards down. But also, this does not have to be an Aquarius. It just has that very airy, perhaps a bit distant at the moment, though I'm picking up on that friendly thing. So this could even be a friend, right? Need not immediately jump into the romantic sexual here and now, because we've got more cards. What's going on in the core? The third position at the bottom, the core. What's going on inside of you? Well, you've got the Star. So there is hope here. There is definitely guidance here. Before we had compasses and all of that, we guided ourselves by the stars, right? So there you go. You got the card of the Star underneath it. So already two, and it's just so cute that the moon is in its waxing phase there. So that this star energy, this hope, is just going to keep, even though it's not a lunar card, it's the Star, which, by the way, is very Aquarian. So there we have sort of a double message of Aquarius there. Now you might be trying to keep that hope under wraps because it's in the subconscious position, but because it's straight up in the subconscious position, this is not unknown to you. That there are great hopes within you, and perhaps great hopes for whatever's going on with you and what's ever going on with them in that second position. Let's keep going. Who we got? What's in your behind? What is behind you? Oh, straight up, Nine of Pentacles. So, again, could be a soulmate. We're going to see as the cards hit out, but this would definitely be somebody who's got their own, right? They've got their coins, they've got their self together. They're not quite at a 10, but they're very clear, very clean, very grounded about where they are and how they are and doing well. So perhaps that is you in the past that got you to this place, right? Well, in a way, you could say there's the 9 and there is the major arcana, sort of like a 10, a completing of the sequence, a cycle ready to reboot at the Ace, or in this case, the Fool. This would hit the 10 of Pentacles and then would start again at the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so this feeling pretty good. No womp womps. The first, so far, the first 4 cards show me where you are and where you've been. Now let's see in terms of not just where you're going. The 5th position is the Crown, right? Sits at the top of the cross. Tells you what's coming in, like even now. It's like immediate future, not so much what's before you, which will be the 6th card. So, my gods, what's crowning here? Okay. And that is a direct quarter turn, 3/4 turn, earthquake, 5 of Pentacles. That things are shaking up and shaking up fast. It won't take much for this to go, am I doing it the right direction? For this to go direct. Sorry, I keep doing that wrong. Right? So it fell this way. It will be going whoop, going direct like that, where this change will have completed itself. So let's keep in mind, particularly with these 2 rather strong major arcana cards in both your cover and your core, that it feels like the vibrational, the spirit part of it, the energy field is complete, right? It's complete, and you're hoping. So if you've been trying to manifest something with, on, or about this supposed Aquarius, whatever sign they might be, that now things are shaking out. Now, I know a lot of people don't like the 5s, but I wear a pentacle. It's all about that presence of 5s in nature, right? Things change. This is not an ending. This is a change. It's not the death card, although I have said it before. If I was going to assign one card in the minor arcana to represent the Tower card, it would be earthquake. And as I always say, how long does an earthquake last versus how much does it change? Time versus intensity, right? Like, so you could peel the Band-Aid off hair by hair, just like that. That's and it's physical change. That's the earthquake. That is that Five of Pentacles. So I find it a bit more intense, but not as sad as what we usually see with being left out in the cold, standing outside the church, you know, or the temple with the stained glass and the limping and all of that. That this is really much more about a radical but fast change, not a Tower moment, not a death card, but considering that you're at the straight up end of a cycle here in the major arcana, where you are on the path of true love in terms of your soulmate contracts. And we're really looking, it's like the energy is in place now, the form will follow suit. It's E equals MC squared, not MC squared equals E, right? It's like, it's the energy, it's the vibration, it's the work that you've been doing, it's what you've been gaining, learning, healing, growing through on your path. And really makes sense that you would have this Nine of Pentacles, right? Malama, full-breasted, full-gourded, abundant, stable, but not quite at a 10. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles, maybe coming, let's see. So now we will look, since this earthquake is the crowning. So prepare yourself, you know, it feels a little environmental, right? It's going to be happening around you because it feels like you're really in that completion of that cycle. So it would make sense with that intensity of spirituality, this 9 where you're coming from, what's behind you, then this 5 is to now shake things up around you. I'm not feeling necessarily in you, although keep your eye on the star within the inner star, that hope that there is a divine plan in all of this, and there is guidance and grace, and all of this is happening for me, right? That's the hope. That is the truth, but it's easy to lose faith in that truth. So let's look now at what's before you, right? What's before you? Okay, balance reversed. So it's going to take you a little bit of time to get your balance once this earthquake has hit, and they are, this one is completely reversed. So you may find yourself that as it rights itself and makes its journey to being fully balanced, that there's a lot of juggling involved for you here. So right now it's more of, or it will be more of the internal stuff, even though it's not shaking you up. You're going to have to deal with how you feel about it, particularly as this rights itself and completes its shakeout. And that feels like that's going to happen PDQ. Pretty darn quickly. Now just to move these over for a second, we'll lay down the next 4 cards and the last 4 cards that we'll be doing, but I want to look at the horizontal axis in terms of past, right? We've got 9 of Pentacles, present, dealing with this, right, walking into this Aquarian soulmate relationship, maybe somebody you know, maybe somebody that you don't. We're not going there at this point, but that definitely, it leads to an internal juggling, not necessarily indecision, but trying to handle it all within yourself. Like there's only so many hours in the day. There's only so much discipline one person has in one day. There's only so much fuel going on at any given time. And so it's about finding your balance. Yes, this earthquake may shake you, but I don't feel like I don't think it's about you, that it's about something in the external world, which, you know, and I have to say now that I look at it at the tilt of this, that yes, it's your vibration, boop, triggering it, right? Moving it into place because of the work that you've doing. I have to say, tuning to the 2 major arcana cards here of the world with the star, that just feels really lovely, very spiritually guided. So hang in there, that this might be about your faith, right? Not about the faith in any one thing in particular, but just like, okay, if it was going to be faith in anything, it's like, okay, this is all happening for a purpose. Don't know what the reason is, but I'm telling you, you played a part in it. Did you make it happen? No, but it was your part of the plan of how this unfolds. It's a good way to say it. So you didn't cause it, you didn't prevent it, but through your own personal growth, it's rippling out and changing things very quickly, like an earthquake. That, you know, who doesn't need to find their balance after an earthquake? but it's only a 2, right? It's not insurmountable at all. Soldier on. You'll be fine, my Libras. So that's the horizontal. Now we'll do the vertical, right? At the core, you've got the star. And I think I've kind of already said this. And then with the world, Shakti, the life dancer, covering you. And then that I want to make sure I get the right tilt there with the earthquake. Does that make sense? The inner, the core, and the outer, the effects of it. Cool, cool, coolly, cool, cool. All right, my gods. All right, my gods. Can we please have position number 7, top of the deck? Pulling them all from the top of the deck. What is their lesson? The lesson. What are the gods trying to teach you through your soulmate contracts for October 2019? The Amazon, and interesting, the Amazon at that same tilt. Was that the same tilt? Oh, right, so I have to turn it this way. The same tilt as the earthquake, right? See, they're both in that same positioning. So this is about you getting your act together, taking it on the road. The lesson is about the motivation. There's a strong Mars influence here. Of course, the Amazons, right? A warrior race of women. This is a feminist deck, Daughters of the Moon. So we're looking about not just driving from the feminine energy point of view, right? Being driven on intuition, but your lesson is about that. And having your axe, which is the cigar, the S-A-G-A-R-R-I-S. The cigar is the double-headed axe, which is about the both sides of the brain hemispheres, and your crescent shield, balancing your masculine, feminine polarities, your lightness, your dark, your shadow, your bliss, all of that, your wants, your don't wants, channeling all that together. So this is about also, because we can't say that this is in full gallop, right? But that it's getting, well, sorry, I keep doing that wrong, right? Do it the right way, getting ready to right itself to move forward. So it's almost like you're in saddling up position, saddling up, that you're being prepared, that this lesson is about preparing you to go from this inner, what would that inner be, right? If it's reversed, it would be that hope, to now actualizing. What does it mean to actualize? To bring something into action, to make it actual. Very exciting. And now we've got 3 out of 7 major arcana cards. I think once you hit 5 major arcana cards in a 10-card spread, it's saying this is really more dominantly spiritual. Oh, and then you've got 3 earth cards and an air. Okay, so we're not seeing any water, and we're not seeing any fire so far. So let's keep going. I love this next position. It's called the world, from the outside looking in, because it's brutally hard to see ourselves. And yes, even in a mirror, it's a reversed image, right? Libra, did you like that symmetry, right? So if it's perfectly symmetrical, that's why I struggle with this camera a little bit, because it's the opposite, right? It's I am seeing on my laptop here as you are seeing me in the video, but for me it's a little disconcerting. It's really hard to see ourselves clearly. And the world, in terms of how others see you on a horizontal tangent, right? Not from above, but it's horizontally on an earth plane level. They might not be accurate, but it's an indication of, oh, that's why. Oh, that's why they're doing that. Oh, they think that they're wrong. They're off, which is probably 50-50. Sometimes they're just dead on accurate, and they're seeing things that we can't see about ourselves. So what is in that 8th position of the world? We've got walking away. We've got walking away. People are seeing you being withdrawn. It is actually the 8 of Pentacles. Oh, hell, I'll just do it right side up so you can see it. Withdrawal. But walking into yourself, not necessarily walking away. Yes, I get it in other decks. That totally makes sense to me, that walking away thing. But it might be that you've already walked away, particularly if others are seeing it. It won't take long for it to whoop, just like that card of balance. And no, the balance card was completely upside down, but not unlike the chariot and the earthquake, all at that same 3/4 clockwise waxing tilt. So from the outside looking in, you might seem a little withdrawn, but really you're trying to keep your hope of what's going on here, keeping it down, keeping it down. Now they're telling me to look for probable soulmates here. Definitely this could be you, as well as somebody in your life that is that earthy, grounded, regardless of gender, that sort of like royal, regal feminine, right? It's like she's got her own, she's solid, she's stable, but she's not at the 10. She may be so independent and very happy being independent, and that's why it could be you, but like would attract like, and you would have soulmates of that nature so that you could understand each other. Yeah, they're giving me shades of Sex in the City, right? And at least for the first part, I was a Samantha. I don't know what I am now. It's not archetype everything, shall we? So another soulmate here, as I said, is probably this Aquarian. This is the one, it's the only zodiac card we've gotten so far. So that one's really feeling like that is the soulmate interest. That's the one in play on your chessboard, as it were, at the moment. And then also, I will say, even though the card is reversed completely, this Two of Pentacles balance, which yes, is a sense imbalance, but in terms of a cycle, we go through balance and imbalance to create more balance. This could also be done with friends, right? With people that, as these things shake up, friends, family members, soulmates, in the sense of confessors, right? Someone to help you through it physically, even if it's just, although that would seem more of an air card to me, but that there are others around you. And remember, you don't have to know somebody to be a soulmate. I know it's a total redefinition, that someone can come into your life for a day and you help each other heal, like going to a healer or a doctor or a reader, you know. But there's definitely that sense of support. That's the word I was looking for. A supportive soulmate there. We can add satisfying, supportive, symbiotic, soothing soulmate. Yeah, feels really good. So this walking away, this walking into yourself, it does make sense that other people see that, particularly now that you know that there's an earthquake crowning, or at least has, if it hasn't already. It's coming, but it's only a 5. Don't panic. This next position I love so much, often called hopes and fears. Well, what is that we hope for and we fear the most, but our destiny? So I call this position destiny. Now, fate and destiny are not the same thing. I've been saying for all of these readings, been using Helen Keller as an example. Your fate is what's handed to you, right? It's what's written in the script of the character that you choose to incarnate in, that you were chosen for, but you chose to. It's got to be mutual. This is not Prison Planet. This is schoolroom. It's like going to college, right? You choose, right? You go, you apply, you get in, and then, right, you chose, they choose you, and then you finally have that last say, maybe we do. But in terms of Helen Keller, any soul, the soul that was incarnate in that body, knew coming in that the fate would be blind, deaf, and mute by 18 months old, that the destiny would be to teach the blind to see, the deaf to hear, to travel around the world, to read Braille in 12 different languages. Once she met you, she never forgot you, and she never had to touch your face to do it, because she had connected her internal yin senses to, even though there was a lack of, it amplified those senses energetically, where she could take that intuitive sense that she could know you by vibration. Isn't that wild? And the reason why I use that as an example is because you usually, if you're watching these and listening to these, you can see, you can hear, right? So you're on the hero's journey. So this position is not what your destiny ultimately is. We're never told that. We have our heart's desires that point towards that. But this position is where you are, my Libras, on the hero's journey in terms of the path of true love relative to your soulmate relationships. So shall we? The Dreamer. Okay, now this one's got that same tilt, not quite ready to go there, but it is the card right after the Universe. So where you are in your destiny right now is you're not quite ready to leap, but you've got the dream. You have a dream, a fantasy that helps you cope with everything. I guess from the book of Abba, right? So your dream, what's your dream? Holly, welcome to Hollywood. What's your dream, right? Don't give up on your dream. Not now, not now. That's where you are, but you're still dreaming it, right? It's not quite ready to actualize, because really right now it's about actualizing this star, to walk the star path, right? To walk the path, perhaps the path less traveled. But when you do it, when you finally get those, I almost said puppies, those horses saddled up, fast forward, going to fast forward quickly, which is what a fast forward is, hopefully. Last card down. Ready? Shall we? Let's. Your outcome. Now, before I do this one, I want to say that the two positions that are mutable, changeable, I don't mean in terms of the cards, I mean in terms of the positions, that can be changed, right? The quantum can be changed, which is the point of any divination system, is to show you the current trend of the string that you're on in the quantum web in the divine plan. So card number 6, know that it's coming. Although with that earthquake, I think it's unavoidable. The earthquake's going to happen. You're going to have to find your own interior balance. And then the last card, right? Nothing is set in stone in the quantum. Do we create our own reality? Well, not lock, stock, and barrel. We absolutely co-create with the divine in terms of how we play our role. Do we grow? Do we learn? Do we heal? Do we become the best that we could be to what? Fulfill our role in the divine plan, which is what the quantum is a manifestation of. The divine plan from a unity consciousness point of view. So here you go. Last card down. Well, not a whole hell of a lot of fun, but a deception ready to, whoop, like the others, clarify. Now, what is the nature of that deception? By the way, I know you're looking at it and you're saying, wait, does that say 4 of blades, 4 of swords? That looks like the 2 of swords, but there are the 2 under it. Right, with that water in the background. Now, it's not exactly tranquil, still water. And even the moon in the sky, let me just show you. Look, it is the same. Here, there we go. In the star, I don't know if you can see it on this camera. There it is. So it is the same waxing, right, new to waxing moon, which would make sense that something is coming clear, but not yet. Now, the deception. Are you being deceived? I don't know. I don't know if this Aquarian is deceiving you, but with this earthquake coming up, the change is going to happen really quickly. It might be, and this is an air sign thing, believe me, I have Venus in Libra, I know, that you might be making up stories about it in your head because you don't know what's going on, right? Uncertainty may be uncomfortable. But what we do to ourselves in terms of the stories that we write in our heads when we don't keep hope, when we don't say, well, whatever is happening, it's going to be for my best. Really, I don't have to like it. I don't have to know that, but I can certainly get that I may be deceiving myself. And hence why perhaps you seem to be a bit withdrawn, pulling in yourself. But underneath it all, I would really go back to this card, right? The card of the star. Everything that you need is within you. And I know on a bad day, I'm like, vafangul, it's all inside of me. No, it's in me, inside of me right now. A whole lot of, I don't know what the fuck to do. And I don't know what the fuck is going on, particularly when it gets all earthquaking. So, earthquaking. So, you know, go in, because you're coming, again, if this is you, in terms of your, and of course there's at least one other person in your life, really feels female or feminine, that grounded, stable, but fun, enjoyable, abundant. I don't feel stuffy off of this. I almost feel maternal, but like Earth Mother maternal, like has a sense of humor, doesn't give a rat's ass what anybody thinks about her, where of course we can see in the 9 of Pentacles that there would be somebody bound to the society and the family that they are a part of. This one feels, I'm almost going to say, like they're giving me an image of perhaps someone a bit older. I usually don't see age, but like I'm 51, so I would say maybe even around my age, someone who perhaps was into the hippie thing for a while, still might carry that on them. Something very Earth Mother about that is a soulmate. Yes, certainly could be your own mother, biological or otherwise, but does feel like a mother figure, and that might as well be you, because it's like the two of you have that in common. You may not have that same 9 of Pentacles in the exact same form, but it's very symbiotic that way. It's very symmetrical, right? There's something really healthy there, something really balanced. So know that you're coming from that good place, and you have at least one person that you can talk to about this. And I gotta say, this is really the cross. It's this person. Now, like I said, I'm only doing these 10 cards in this. The extended will have the other 30 cards. So by the end of that, we'll have a really good idea, not just what this person is about, who this person is, but with that whisper of love, where they're coming from and what you can do about it. Otherwise, again, we'll do this one more time. We've got the past, the present, and the future here, right? Your horizontal axis, forgive me if I don't reverse them as accurately as I did individually, that we're going from the past of this Nine of Pentacles. Really, this is what's behind you. The cross of the situation, the environment that you're in, which also gives you the opportunity to pull back and pull up and see things from a higher perspective, dealing with this Aquarian vibe, though this feels like a person. Not sure if it's twin flame, soulmate, Carmex, which I used to wear on my lips. It's a Boston thing. Who this person is, what this is yet, but it's definitely creating some change in your life, and there is great hope. Wait, oh, sorry, definitely it's going to cause some interior balance. Can you call that imbalance? Well, when else do you need to find your balance except when you're imbalanced, right? A little balance there, just a touch. But it feels like it's going to be a rather rapid recovery because why? Here at the core, we've got the star. Don't forget your hope, your guidance. Keep looking within, keep looking within, keep looking within while this situation is in its final phase. Does this mean it's the end? No, it can mean that this person's part of your new beginning as well. Or that you've really closed the door on this person, but if so, you did it with hope. And even then, there may be a renewal, that shakeup that brings this around again. But you are being prepared for it, right? And we'll see that in the other cards, because again, like I said, we've got that earthquakey, vibey-wibey there. So we've got your past, present, and future, your horizontal, we've got your vertical, the core, the cover, the crown. So just to reiterate, we've got this card of the Chariot. That's your lesson. You're learning how to get your act together and take it on the road to move forward, move forward. So yes, this could be somebody that you are leaving behind, bringing yourself back into balance, right? The forces of wanna, don't wanna, hate him, love him, go back and forth, hate her, love me, hate me, whatever that is, bringing the polarities to move forward, zoom, as I like doing, as a result of you, damn, I keep switching them around, in terms of you taking this withdrawal, taking this time to walk away, even though that's how other people see you. Maybe that's even their advice or their counsel to you, is just to take some time. But I think, you know, being a Libra, you're pretty good at balance, right? And there's your card, balance, right there. It's like, let me get my feet under me. I need to regroup. I need to go within inside and reconnect with the star, my own guidance, my own hope that somehow all of this is going to work out. And I have ever said, as much as people say that the sun is the most happy, positive card in the deck, I really feel like the star is the most inspirational and in a way the most spiritual. Just my take on the card. And lest us we forget. We then have your destiny in terms of a new beginning, the dreamer, the fool, though as we saw in the tilt, not quite there yet, ready soon to go bloop, right? And then some sort of deception is revealed, and I think that was tilted the same way, right? That it's just a matter of time for this deception to be cleared. But have you been deceived? I think if you had been deceived, you would have known that, or you will know that very soon. But in terms of an outcome, perhaps you haven't been seeing this clearly, and perhaps you will, or you will at least see that there were red flags that you did not see, as well as possible potential signs of this working out. Now look, it would be fine for me to extrapolate further on just with these cards down, but if it was for one client and I only had this deck, absolutely I would do that. I could do that. I'd be given the guidance and the grace to do that. But in the collective, I'm feeling this Aquarian energy is a little squirrely, which means that there are so many different ways that this can play itself out, but the themes remain the same. The form of those themes, however, vary greatly, very, very, very greatly. So I'm going to suggest you do have a look at the extended reading on Vimeo. The link for the page, in other words, I'm putting all 12 of them on one Vimeo on demand page. They're all $9.99 each. Unlimited views. You can even download it to your device, because this is something you might want to check on a couple of times to see how you're going, because this is a really good solid foundation, but leaves me with some questions at the end that I want to see what happens. Why? Because I have Venus in Libra. So there you have it. I love you, my Libran collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. I'm glad to be a Venus sign. It's brought me a lot of psychological healing in terms of love, loving what rises, bringing myself into balance, right? Wanting partnership, but not needing it, right? God bless the child that's got its own. That's got its own. And my sense is that you do. And inside, in our core, we all do. So wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this October on your path of true love in your soulmate contracts. Follow along if you like. Please like and subscribe if you're new. And if this, you know, what do I say? Click if you like if it clicks. So do that if you will, and get my numbers up there strong and steady. And if you like, I will see you. Click the link down below to go to the extended read. But for now, my Libras, my scales, hail my scales, farewell and blessed be.